Welcome. I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short, and thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video because I've been wanting to talk about Clerks 3 for quite some time and my evening with Kevin Smith because I finally got to meet Kevin Smith as well because all the way back in October of 2022, I finally met Kevin Smith and watched Clerks 3 on the convenience tour. But it goes back even further because back in August of 2022, I just got married, just got back home after a big long road trip, and then finally announced the dates that were actually close to where I could drive to watch this movie. And I purchased the tickets right then and there. Didn't even hesitate. I spent whatever money it took because I finally was going to meet Kevin Smith. So a few months later, finally got to see the movie, and then I was going to kind of like do a fresh review, I let the movie kind of settle for a couple days, and then I'm like, you know what? I'll just wait until the physical copy comes out. That's when I learned that Best Buy was going to have an exclusive steelbook, which is this right here, which is really cool. The slip sleeve and everything is just fantastic, and it's probably one of my favorite steelbooks. Just the way the slip sleeve works its way into the thing. Best Buy's been killing it with their steelbooks lately. But and then December when it finally came out, and then my kid's like, guess what? I'm coming early, coming in a whole month early, and so I just finally haven't had a chance to sit down and do a video. I know I just did kind of an unboxing, so finally starting to kind of get back into the groove of making videos and kind of being creative again. But yeah, it's just but before I really dive deep, is please click subscribe, hit the bell, leave a like, leave a comment. Helps me, helps you. I'm so close to breaking triple digits on subscribers, so helps me get my channel and videos out there to a much broader audience. And before I really dive deep into the movie itself, I kind of want to show off some things that I bought from that night. I bought this for my wife. It's a hat. It's from the movie's fun employee outfit. I do have the jacket, or the purple shirt that they wear, which I wore that night, plus the super groovy cartoon movie t-shirt when he brought, I think that was his first tour he took his movies on, second one, because Red State was his first one. And I bought a signed Funko Pop of movie in the mascot. I needed this for my collection. I knew I was going to be getting something signed that night, but I just needed this in general for my collection. And that's what I bought. But I'll show you what I got signed personally a little bit later, because I want to talk about Clerks 3. This movie starts off so good. I just want to talk about the beginning for a moment. It starts off with Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. Dante just kind of coming to work at the quick stop and hitting several of the same beats, from the first Clerks 1 and 2, and just kind of opening the store, finding gum in the locks, and you find out that's Jay's been doing that from the previous movie, from Reboot. He's been doing that every night. It's just a bunch of savages in that town, or savage, and just them in this new world. Like they own the quick stop now, and Elias is working with them. And then one of the biggest moments of like one of the cool moments from that night is the big revelation. I'm not going to spoil it, but you know that Dante has gone through some tragedy, and when that big reveal happened, it happens really early on in the movie, and like just sitting there with a whole audience of Kevin Smith fans, and just like when that hit, it was just like, oh man, it was just like it hit the audience hard, because we were expecting something different, and then when that hit, it was just like, oh man, we know we're into something for the rest of the movie. And then Dante goes and have a heart attack, which Kevin Smith actually had a heart attack in real life, and it was called the Widowmaker. I mean, he was he nearly died, and so he used that experience to make to fit it into Clerks 3. And Randall is taking that as a sign to kind of do. He wants to leave his mark, and he wants to make a movie about his life, and in doing so, it's Clerks 1 and 2. You know, he's taking the experiences from the first two movies and making his own movie, which in turn makes Clerks 1 and 2, you know? So the experiences from Clerks 1 and 2 are what he's pulling from to make the movie in this movie. And I love it. I like that kind of like, I like how he's pulling from past experiences, that, and it's awesome. I really do. And like when they recreate some of the scenes within the movie, it's just so good when they go back to the employee or movies. That moment hit hard pretty well too, and it's just, this movie is just so good. Brian O'Halloran and Jeff Anderson just do not get enough credit as actors. They are so fantastic in this movie. Like, I cannot believe that like these guys have not won an award, because Kevin Smith knows how to direct. Like, yes, he has created some really kind of cartoony movies and stuff like that, but like the characters are very larger than life and kind of like very exaggerated. But this movie, this one right here, like even Chasing Amy is a really good one. I was been like a top two for me. Clerks and Clerks 2, or Clerks and Chasing Amy has always been vying which one were top favorite. This one is getting up there too, because I'm just, the more I sit on this and the more I think on it, it's like how good of a movie this actually is. Just sitting on it for what, October, November, December, about 3 months of just kind of just watching. I watched it like 3 times, which I haven't done in a while. But the cameos, like if you know your view of Skew Universe, the cameos and like the Practical Jokers show up in this movie as well, because of Q and his relationship to Kevin Smith, and he's even in Dogma. You have to look for him, and so, and then Sal and Joe and stuff like that. They show up in really funny moments, and Ben Affleck, and my favorite cameo of the entire movie is from Malcolm, you know, from Mallrats, when it's like he's doing the lines like, "Why God?" Like he wants to see the sailboat. He's yelling that line. I'm just like, that's funny. I laughed hard at that one, and I still laugh hard at that one. But yeah, just this movie hits hard. Like the first hour and some change is all laughs and setting it up, and then when that third act hits, like, settle in, it's going to get you. And I even told my wife, who went along with me, it's like, hey, from what I've read, that this movie is going to get you. Like, I kind of stayed from, I managed to stay spoiler free, but I just knew that the ending was going to get you. Like, I didn't know exactly how. I'm not going to spoil it, but it was going to create some emotion, you know? And so I'm like, I figured, I had a couple guesses, and one of those guesses was right, but I don't care. Like, I just, perfect ending to this trilogy, I think. And I like to see kind of where the characters go, but not necessarily in a Clerks vehicle, you know, like the Clerks 3 title should be retired after this, but I would like to see where Randall and some of the other members kind of go from there. So, and Dante and everything, I just want to see where the rest of these cast members or these characters go from there. So this was, if you haven't already guessed, this was my favorite movie from last year. Just the experience of watching it with the fans, meeting him and everything. It was just, and just spending time with my wife, you know, it's just a lot of fun. It was a real road trip, which we hadn't had in a while. So it was perfect. It was a very good night. So highly recommend Clerks 3. Now, the next part is my evening with Kevin Smith. What I got for buying the VIP tickets. I got a little VIP lanyard and badge and everything. I like the one from Reboot was Chronic Con. I kind of wish I would have gotten that one, but I like this. I think this fits what I have signed, what I have all It's very different. And you also get a signed screenplay. You get that as you meet Kevin Smith and everything. And I was actually kind of just like reading along the script along with the movie, and that's fun to do as well. And I've only done that one other time. I watched From Dusk Till Dawn, because I have that screenplay as well, and that's a little different. Like, there are some jokes in that movie that I wish was still in the movie, and so this is what I got personally signed. This is what I brought personally to, because we can bring one thing to get signed, because you were guaranteed this. No matter what, we be signed, or if you didn't bring anything, you would have had this to get signed. So you were going, if you had VIP tickets, you were going to leave there something with personally signed by him, no matter what. But I brought this. It was the Star Wars Insider from December 2001. It's when the Phantom Menace DVD came out, or starting to come out. So I've held on to this for this long. You know, I've lived in several different houses, apartments, towns, counties. You know, I've lived all over the place, but this is one thing that kind of I held on to. Like, I personally made sure that I had, because one of these days I was going to get signed and meet him, and this is it. So here soon, I'm going to put this all in a kind of a cool shadow box and hang up on my wall. Hopefully that's what that blank spot behind me is for. That's what I've been holding off on, filling that hole back there for the Clerks 3 stuff from that night. I would like to buy me a second copy of this movie, like on DVD, and just kind of stick that in there as well, so I don't have to keep popping this out. Actually, I may just stick this in there because I own it digitally now. So, but yeah, that was my night. Talking to him about my t-shirt that I wore was the Super Groovy t-shirt. I don't think he sees a lot of that one. What else? And him not seeing, he doesn't sign too many of these, he said. And so we just had a little moment, and just, he's so nice. And like, you say, you know, the saying, like, never meet your heroes and everything, but I'm glad I did. You know, he's so nice. He's so awesome. He tells great stories. I know my wife isn't too much of a fan of his, but she likes him because I like him. So but yeah, that's all. I'm going to end this video with a picture from that night with me meeting Kevin Smith. So that is all. I can't wait to make more videos like this. I cannot wait to make more experience videos. I love doing reviews and everything, but I have a couple conventions in mind that I would like to go to this year, because Indianapolis has Days of the Dead. I would like to go to that, and then there's some other ones that are out of state. It'll be pretty cool to go to something like that. But yeah, I can't wait to make more experience videos. And I'm glad I finally got to talk about Clerks 3 and my night with Kevin Smith. It was fun. It's like, this is definitely, in terms of like, from 2022, like in terms of nerdy moments, this is top tier. This is number one experience of the year, comes in terms of nerdiness. And then if you look at like what I should be putting at number one, like the birth of my son and getting married, you know, it's like, so obviously those two are 1 and 2 are tied at 1, and this is number 2. So yeah, but yeah, it's just a lot of fun. So that is all. I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. Again, click subscribe. I'm trying to hit that triple digit number so bad. And all I can say is thank you.